Hi everyone, welcome back. Yes, I've been hearing all of your requests for the ride or die tag, so that's what I've filmed today. I'm doing the tutorial version so that you can see all the products in action. If you're not familiar with the ride or die tag, it originated on Jaclyn Hill's channel, so if, hypothetically, if I were to lose all of my makeup overnight, I would cry and then I would howl, and you think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. But then I'd purchase the products that I'm speaking about today and I'd be alright. Maybe not alright. You get the idea. It's like an all-time favorites for each category of makeup. If you are a local around these parts, this video might strike you as like Happy by Pharrell, where it's like you've heard it a trillion times and please turn it off, but you requested it. As always, I will link all of the products in the description box if you want to pick anything up, and I hope you enjoy. I've attempted to do this in some sort of chronological order, so let's start with the face primer. For me, this is definitely the Hourglass Veil. And fun fact, I didn't love this one at first because it's one of those primers that's really silicone-y and slippy, but I experimented and the key is to use very, very little. I apply sort of like a rice grain size just on my nose, which is my problem area, and it helps to smooth out my pores and stop my foundation from separating. It's got a very lightweight consistency, which is great if you are like me and you just dislike the feeling of lots of layers on the skin. Under eye concealer, of course, Urban Decay Naked. I've tried and enjoyed lots of under eye concealers recently, but I always seem to come back to this one. The coverage is a nice medium to full, so it's adequate for your everyday looks, but also your smoky eye and your full face looks. It's another one that feels rather lightweight. I do know that it can look a little bit dry or crepey on some people. It sits nicely on my skin, but I'm only 26, so maybe keep that in mind. Also, if I set it with the powder, I am crease free. You guys might tell me off for cheating, but my ride or die foundation is a mix of two. I are sorry, okay? If I gave any other answer, it would be a lie. Armani Luminous Silk plus a drop of Maestro Glow, I'm sorry. The Luminous Silk brings the coverage and it's the most photogenic foundation that I've encountered, but I feel like the formula alone is just a touch dry for my dry skin. The drop of Maestro Glow just shears out the formula a bit, adds a lot of glow, so the mix is just more forgiving, I guess, on my skin type. This combo, you guys, is so skin-like on me. It covers what I need to cover, but it doesn't look like makeup, and it's like a good foundation day every day. If you want a little bit of info about the shades that I mix and why, I'll just add a blurb in the description box. Face concealer, we are kicking it old school with the Kevyn Aucoin's Sensual Skin Enhancer. This is one of the most densely pigmented concealers on the market. You literally need a pinhead amount for half a dozen spots. I'm for real. I just scribble a tiny amount over any marks and it's like real life Photoshop. Also, there's a pretty decent color range, very pale to very deep. I would recommend this to everyone except maybe the very oily. Setting powder. I'm really starting to feel like a broken record, but it's the Rouge Bunny Rouge Diaphanous. I call this the powder for people that hate powder. It mattifies slightly, but not too much, and it doesn't leave a powdery finish. Two caveats here. It is silica based, so I don't typically recommend it for flash photography or weddings or special occasions. Also, if your skin is on the deeper side, you might notice a white cast. I'm on the more medium spectrum, and there is no white cast on me. There are not enough words to describe my love for this powder. It's eternal. So I always start my brows with a brow pencil, and I don't have a ride or die for this one. I've enjoyed lots of them, and I'm yet to have like an aha moment with a brow pencil. So for this demo, I'm just using the Tony Moly. It's grey, I like it. Not a ride or die though. Then I always go in with a brow pen to add texture, and my ride or die is the Suku Brow Pen in Moss Green, which is actually grey, not green. Don't freak out. This is a brush tip pen and it dispenses this sort of watercolor fluid, and I use this to add really realistic hair-like strokes here and there, and also to create a more crisp tail. It is a subtle difference, but I cannot be without this product. I've been using it for years. Ride or die brow gel, of course, the Surat brow pomade. If you share my love for like bushy, textured, really brushed up brows, just go buy this. Totally game changing. It makes my brows look honestly twice as full as they actually are. Just one note, a few of you guys in the comments have told me that it can leave a white cast on very black brows. I don't have this issue, thankfully. My Ride or Die Eye Primer, MAC 24-Hour Extend Eye Base. This primer is very grippy and has like a rubberized finish as it sets. If you have hooded eyes, this is a lifesaver. It keeps any of the shimmer on your mobile lid so that it doesn't transfer into the crease. Oh, my fellow hooded eye people, you understand my struggle. When I was brainstorming for this video, two eyeshadow palettes came to mind. The Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette and the Vizart Matte Neutral Palette. Both offer an awesome array of neutral shades, both warm and cool, both have impeccable formula, and I use them interchangeably. I honestly love these equally. Today I'll be using the Vizart just because I haven't featured it in a while. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, what about some shimmer shades? And hear me out on this one. I tend to think of matte eyeshadows as like the foundation of any eye look. It's kind of like a great pair of jeans that you wear every day and they're really flattering and they don't go out of style. Whereas shimmers, I think of as more of an accent that changes depending on my mood, more like a trendy accessory or a statement necklace. So the Ride or Die product would really be matte for me. Anyway, back to the palettes. They don't have any fallout, both blend beautifully, as I said, just impeccable formulas. The Kat Von D is a good bit cheaper, so I tend to recommend that one, but they're both epic. My Ride or Die eyeliner is more of a breed of formula that we see in lots of brands, high-end, drugstore, mid-end. I call it the MAC Pearl Glide formula, if you are familiar with that one. It's a pencil with shimmers, and when you swatch them, the edges are kind of hazy as opposed to a dense black stripe. I like that because it means that I can be not so precise and maybe a little bit lazy. They're not totally smudge proof, but it's nothing that you can't correct with a little bit of a Q-tip action, and I probably wouldn't use these in the waterline because that shimmer can irritate the eyes. So yeah, if I had to pick one, I probably would say MAC Pearl Glide, but just so you know, there are many dupes available depending on your price range or just what you prefer. This is a last minute addition actually. I do have a Ride or Die eyeliner for the waterline and the tightline. It's Makeup Geek Gel Liner in Immortal. You guys, this stuff is indelible. I don't use it every day because it's impossible to remove, even if I oil cleanse twice. So my all-time Ride or Die favorite false lashes were the House of Lashes Iconic, but now they've released the Iconic Minis. It's got that same fabulous crisscross texture and that elongated shape, but in a mini version, which is a maze because the original sort of teetered on that edge of too dramatic for some occasions or some eye shapes. I also don't need to trim these at all, so woo! So on that note, I'm a false lash person, and as a consequence, I tend to be less concerned about mascara. So I don't really have a Ride or Die mascara. I'm just using one that I enjoy for the purposes of this demo. Bronzer was surprisingly difficult. I physically picked up each favorite and then I selected the one that sparked most joy. Have you read that book? I really recommend it. Anyway, Guerlain 4 Seasons. I have such a soft spot for this bronzer because it blends perfectly every time. It has this blurring effect that makes the skin look poreless, and this shade I think seems to fit my skin tone quite nicely. The only con is the price. These were pricey buggers, let me tell you, but they sparked joy in me, so I won't complain. Ride or Die blush. It's got to be the Milani Luminoso. I know that this is a miss for a lot of people. I know Sharon doesn't really like it because it can read kind of orange on some skin tones, but I like orangey blush on myself. So if you like orangey blush on yourself, go pick this up. It's got that real Victoria's Secrets vibe to me. Contour, super easy. The Kevyn Aucoin Sculpting Powder in medium. It's a powder formula, but it's super smooth and buttery and easy to blend. The shade, spot on. It leans cool without being a flat out grey, so it's a little more user friendly. That said, oh you guys, this kind of breaks my heart, but when they revamped the packaging, I think they also altered the shade somewhat because it looks a bit warmer in the swatches that I've seen. Can anyone confirm this? Okay, thank you. Highlight. This is an impossible choice for me. It's like, who is your favorite child? Also, I want to know the context. Is it a daytime highlight, a nighttime highlight, warm tone, cool tone? There's just too many possibilities. And this is, I think, another example of the trendy accessories that I tend to switch up depending on my mood. For today's demo, I used my Ride or Die highlight in the Intense category, which is Sleek Solstice. If you are looking for insane shine, look no further. My ride or die lip pencil is Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. This is a nude, warm pink, and it's just a real face brightening shade. Closely followed by the shade Iconic Nude, which is a deeper, more brownie nude. And this formula just pins the perfect medium. It's creamy enough that it doesn't skip on the lip line, then it sets, but doesn't set so much that it gets crumbly. Charlotte, you did a great job with this one, bravo. I will link my Charlotte Tilbury total brand overview in the corner of the screen if you haven't seen it yet. Lipstick is, I think, the ultimate trendy accessory, so narrowing down a ride or die was really tricky. Here are 3 of my most used shades. I guess you could call them ride or die. Oh, what's that? 3 almost identical shades? Yeah, nude warm pink. I'm all about it. Today I'm wearing Tom Ford's Spanish Pink. You know, objectively I can say that this formula is kind of mediocre. I don't know, I don't think there's anything so special about it that warrants the price, but there is something about Tom Ford shades. He just does a really good job with shades, and I'm always reaching for this one. Ride or Die setting spray is Def's the Urban Decay Chill. Makeup lasts longer, it gives a slight dewiness to the entire face and settles any powders. I would highly recommend this one for dry skins in particular. I think I covered all of the categories. I really hope I did because that was one long ass video. Let me know your ride or die products in the comment section. I would love to know. And come say hello on Instagram if you would like to see a little bit more of me. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will speak to you all very soon. Bye.